Hi, Valora Beings, dear courageous ones. This is Nimmy. How are you going today? So, I thought I'd just sit down and share some truth about where I am in my life right now. Not a highlight reel, not a transformation story, just where I actually am. Because that feels more honest. And honestly, I'm a little tired of things that aren't honest. So, the peripheral biome, as I like to call it. This is me. I'm in my late 30s. I work as an emergency department nurse. I'm married to a wonderful human. He is a pediatric nurse. So, between the two of us, we basically cover the entire lifespan. I have two kids, aged 2 and 5, and I live in Southeast Queensland, Australia. That is the surface stuff, the LinkedIn version, if you will. Now, the real question: why am I here? Because, like most of us, my life was directed by metrics. You know the metrics I mean, the one that says study, work, achieve, perform, smile, keep going. The automatic rhythm that everyone around me is following, so I just follow it too. Because what else would you do? I followed that rhythm for as long as I can. And then, when I couldn't anymore, I forced myself to keep following it because I genuinely didn't know what would happen if I stopped. I was scared of the silence on the other side. And then I got severely burned out. My early 30s, some of the hardest years of my life. I was scared, I was anxious, I was exhausted in a way that sleep couldn't fix. I was in the deepest, darkest pit I had ever been in. And I kept trying to name it. I thought it was depression. Then I thought it was anxiety. Then I thought maybe it was hormonal. I was running through the catalog. But slowly, I started to realize something. The darkness wasn't new. It hadn't arrived in my 30s. It had been with me a long time. Probably long before I had words for it. The feeling that belonging is something that I have to earn by performing, by being the right version of myself in every room I walk into. And when I was too tired to perform and too scared to just be, I didn't know what was left. I carried that my whole life into every room, every relationship, every job. And I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. Exhausted in a way that goes so much deeper. Tired of a pace that was never mine to begin with. Tired of a life that was designed around surviving, not living. I don't want to perform anymore. No more masks, no more asking permission to take up space. And in that darkness, when I finally stopped performing long enough to look around, I realized something else. I didn't know where to go for help. I tried therapy twice, and bless them, they were not wrong. But one therapist asked me to focus on my blessings. I have many, genuinely. The other suggested I have a little more fun with my quote boring life. Again, not wrong, just not what I needed. What I needed wasn't a 5 step strategy to turn burnout into balance. By the way, I was doing that on my previous videos. If you want to watch it, you're welcome to. But that's not authentically me. A confession. What I needed was someone to sit with me. Just listen. No fixing, no advice, just witness me. Be there. And I didn't have that. Everyone in my life wanted to help, and help looked like solving, which I understand. That's love in its own way. But sometimes love looks like stillness. And I was starving for stillness. And then, with what I can only describe as pure, unfiltered luck, I found my way back to myself. You can call it a miracle, you can call it something humans don't quite have language for, but I never wanted to give up, even in the worst of it. I never wanted to give up. That matters. I think that matters a lot. Sometimes in that darkness, I'd look at myself and think, why am I like this? Why can't I just be normal? Why can't I just not think this way? And it turns out I'm a little crazy. I cannot follow the metrics. I stick out like a sore thumb wherever I go. I always have. I've spent a lot of energy pretending otherwise. So, this is my era of just being that. That crazy, vulnerable, quiet, deep version of me. No apology. Now, I want to say something about luck because I think it matters. We're told that hard work and perseverance will get you anywhere. And they matter, they absolutely matter, but luck is a factor too, a real one, at least in my case. And I'm not saying that to discourage anyone. I'm saying it because I think we should stop pretending luck doesn't exist. Acknowledging it doesn't make your effort less real, it just makes you honest. And then, once we have acknowledged the luck, we ask, how do we meet it halfway? We listen. We actually, genuinely, for maybe for the first time, listen to ourselves. Ourselves. And here is what I found when I tried. The first thing that happens is my brain goes a little numb because suddenly I'm conscious of my thoughts and the racing slows down. And then in that quiet, I start to hear other things, the bird song, the flap of the wings, the truck somewhere in the distance. And then I breathe. No counting, no technique, just breathing. That's where it starts. That quiet. So, this is me right now. Nothing figured out, life a little messy, but feeling somehow incredibly lucky and never ever wanting to give up. That is where the Valora comes from. The courage I'm talking about is not for people who have it all mapped out. It is for people like me who only know that there is one step in front of them into the dark and they're just brave enough to take it one step at a time. I'm building something alongside all of this. It's called Sit for a Cup. The idea is simple. You bring your favorite cup, tea, coffee, whatever holds that warmth for you, and I sit with you. No advice, no strategy, just witnessing, just being there with you. I'll talk about it more soon, but I wanted you to know it's coming. Um, yeah, coming. And I think that's it for today. If this landed somewhere in you, like, comment, subscribe, do all the good things. And genuinely, truly, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What would you hear? What are you carrying? Share it. See you in the next one, courageous one.